Hello, viewers. This is Paladin of Odin, and this is some more Magic the Gathering Online. This is another episode of the Standard Commentary Series. I was going to wait until I could figure out what this guy's deck is, but I think that he's playing Abzan Company, but I'm not sure. The other side, though, appears to be running 4C Super Friends. So far, he's gone through two Gideon Ally of Zendikars and an Arlen Cord. Ooh, Sorin, Grim Nemesis from the Abzan side. So both sides are Planeswalker friendly. Nixilis reignited. Well, Ob is going to die, and Sorin's going to stay up. In fact, if he wants to, he can just do -4 and then man up either Shambling Vent or Hissing Quagmire and finish the job. Oh, he went with the +1 instead. Ruinous Path and Painful Truths. So down to 10. 8 cards in hand, though. Ended up having to discard a Tireless Tracker. So Oath of Nissa again from Super Friends. And that's the great thing about Oath of Nissa is not only does it basically give you Prismatic Omen with regards to Planeswalkers, but, you know, playing it, another copy of it, is not at all detrimental. Because you get that very nice effect for 1 green mana. So +1 on Sorin again. Transgress the Mind gets rid of a planar outburst, leaves him with Languish. And it looks like things are going very, very well for the Abzan deck here. All he has is a Languish and a top deck. You know, he doesn't even have manlands. So, Tireless Tracker's up to a 4-3. Languish will still kill it. And Nissa, Voice of Zendikar makes a plant token. Unfortunately, with Sorin up to, I was going to say up to 9 counters, Nissa isn't going to survive. And then more importantly, that was kind of his ace in the hole right there. That was his top deck. And, things were just going to keep getting better for Abzan because of the sheer card advantage he had, 7-1. So, let's go to game 2. Okay, so turn 2, Oath of Nissa. Turn 3, Nissa, Voice of Zendikar. I did a quick search for deck lists, and I found one for the Abzan side that looks pretty similar, and it's called Abzan Control. As for the 4C Planeswalkers deck, there isn't one. The closest I could find was Naya Planeswalkers, which is basically, the same idea, only this guy has added black. So Kalidas gets Ruinous Pathed, 3 plant tokens for Nissa. Yamzan deck really needs to get a move on here, possibly with his own Ruinous Path to take out Nissa before the Planeswalker deck can actually get much use out of her. I mean, plant tokens are good for chump blocking. If you can kill her now, before she can put +1/+1 counters out or get up to 7 loyalty. Okay, so Transgress the Mind got rid of a Nissa Vastwood Seer and left him with a Swamp and a Plains. So there's a Shambling Vent, attacks in for 2, gains 2 life. Nissa is up to 7 counters. So next turn, he could pop her for 7, and if he plays a land, he will gain 7 and draw 7. Or if he wants to get aggressive, each successive turn he could -2 for the next 3 turns on Nissa and get +1/+1 counters out on his 4 plant tokens. Obnixilis. +1 to draw a card and lose a life, because honestly, using a -3 to kill off a plant token really isn't that helpful, especially considering at best it's going to be a 1-2 on the next turn. But he decides to go big. He ultimates Nissa, gains 7, and draws 7. So now he's up to 9 cards in hand. And he's got all of his mana up. So anything that he just drew there, most likely he can play, especially if they're planeswalkers, thanks to the Oath of Nissa. He can pretty much play them, regardless of what color they are. Alright, another Nissa Voice of Zendikar, and a Gideon Ally of Zendikar. So -2 on Nissa to make the plant tokens all 1/2s, and Anthem's Gideon to make them all 2/3s. Kills off Obnixilis and deals 2 damage. So now he's got 4 2/3s. Kalidas, Trader of Get. Now, he can potentially slow this game down enough. He can eat one of these plant tokens. Well, yeah, I was thinking the other Nissa. Yeah, he had to go +1 there because he couldn't use the -2 ability. So he can eat one of these plant tokens here and gain 3 life. He'll still be taking 6. Oh, Obnixilis, never mind. Well, Abzan did not have a fast enough run there. But then again, the Planeswalker deck kind of bottomed out pretty badly in the first game, so honestly, I don't know if the Abzan control deck can actually handle this Planeswalkers deck. We'll go to game 3. We've got enough time. Ooh, first turn duress from Abzan, and more importantly, the Planeswalker deck had to mulligan to 6. So now he's down 2 cards, and he lost to Transgress the Mind. What did duress reveal? Swamp, Evolving Wilds, Forest Plains, and Ultimate Price. Ugh, not a very good hand. Though the Ultimate Price could come in very handy because so far, the creatures that we've seen from the Abzan side are all single color or land. Nissa Vastwood Seer. Hopefully that should help him out a little bit, get another land out of his deck, and shuffle up. Oh, Ultimate Price to kill it off. Well, hopefully her land search and shuffle set things up better for him. Read the Bones from Abzan, so he's refilling his hand. And that's one of the things about land search is not only, in instances like this where it doesn't put him into play, not only does it get a land out of your deck and into your hand so that you can play it next turn and possibly play things, for example, if he had been stuck on 3 land and gotten a 4th thanks to Nissa, he'd be able to play 4 drops. But not only that, you do get a shuffle. And typically, the more shuffling you get out of things like that, the better. So, Oath of Nissa found a Sorin Grim Nemesis. He threw down an Evolving Wilds. Transgress the Mind from Abzan gets rid of a Gideon Ally of Zendikar. Leaves him with Sorin Grim Nemesis, Forest Swamp, Ultimate Price. And, ow. Another Transgress the Mind gets rid of the Sorin. Abzan is doing a very good job of suppressing this Planeswalkers deck purely through hand destruction. Top deck Arlen Cord. Well done. She could be the key to getting some momentum rolling here. So he made the wolf token, so she transformed. Now, Abzan has plenty of options here. Given all of his creature killing ability, Ob Nixilis, going with the +1, because at best that wolf is going to deal 3 damage next turn if he goes with the +1. Or he could, yeah, I was going to say, he could -1 and deal 3 damage and then attack in with the wolf and it'll be down to 1. And then next turn, even if he goes +1, the wolf is going to eat him and die. So if Abzan wants to keep Ob Nixilis alive, he either needs to leave up enough mana to man up the Shambling Vent or kill the wolf token. Okay, Duress gets rid of an ultimate price, leaves him with the plains, so effectively the Planeswalker deck is top decking. And Kalidas. So pinning his hopes on Kalidas and hoping that he doesn't get a good top deck. Transgress the Mind is his top deck. Not exactly the best in this situation. Pretty much any Planeswalker would have been preferable to getting the Transgress the Mind, but it does get rid of Sorin Grim Nemesis, and now he knows that he has a Painful Truce and a To the Slaughter in his hand. So he makes another wolf token with Arlen to basically protect himself from that To the Slaughter, because now he has multiple things that he can sacrifice to its effect. Painful Truce for 3, 6 cards in hand for Abzan. So he has all the momentum behind him right now. It would take, some running miracles here for Planeswalkers to pull out of this one. Or some, really bad draws from Abzan. Okay, attacking in with Kalidas going after Arlen. Only blocking 1. Honestly, I think I would have double blocked to try and kill off Kalidas. Because if he didn't have anything, then your wolf token still would have survived. Alright, 3 damage and kills off the Ob Nixilis. Gets an Ob Nixilis of his own. So, gets himself a draw engine, or, -3 kill off Kalidas, limit his aggressive abilities here. Next turn he can let you draw a card. To the Slaughter. Sack a creature and a Planeswalker. Yeah, he had Delirium, so gets rid of the Wolf token and Arlen. He sacrifices Arlen. She was only at 1 loyalty anyway. And, manning up the Shambling Vent. That'll kill off Ob Nixilis. And this is pretty much just locking down the Planeswalker deck. Don't really see how he can come back from this. Tireless Tracker from Abzan, because honestly, Abzan was just going to keep building his army while, and a top deck for a land. So, unfortunately for the Planeswalker deck, the Abzan control deck controlled that game masterfully. He wrecked his hand early on and often. So, there you go, folks. Unfortunately, there won't be a deck list completely accurate to the Planeswalker deck, but I did find one for the other. So that was Abzan Control versus 4C Planeswalkers. And if you liked what you saw, hit that like and subscribe button for me, and I'll see you in the next video.